Hi guys, welcome back to Messy and Beautiful. I'm Sarah Jane. Thanks for joining me today for another video. I'm going to be setting up my reading journal. I am using an A5 Yop and Tom bullet journal for my reading journal. I've never done one before, but I've spent quite a lot of time thinking about what I want to do with it and how I'm going to use it and stuff. And I am going to switch to voiceover just so we can get started and I can get more done. By actually just getting on with it and concentrating on what I'm doing to set my planners up, and then I'll kind of talk to you about what I'm doing over the top. But come along with me, be a good fun video, and I will speed up the footage as well because I appreciate planner setups take me a long time. But I hope you enjoy it and stick with me. So the first thing that I'm going to do in this journal is do my usual Washi dashboard page. I do it on yellow sticker paper. It's a sticker paper I hate, but it doesn't matter. So this is me just kind of showing you what tapes I've used, and I've gone for like a books and tea theme, so everything's related to books or to cups of tea. So this one's a Coffee Monsters Co, Simply Gilded, more Coffee Monsters Co. The book one is from Gretel Creates, that's an Every Minute a Story, Simply Gilded, Coffee Monsters, Simply Gilded, more Coffee Monsters, more Simply Gilded, and then more Coffee Monsters and more Simply Gilded and more Coffee Monsters. But they're all different. Every single one of those is a different tape. So I started speeding up the footage here just so that we can get through this video because it's another one that was about 7 hours long. I am starting from the inside and working my way out, and the first one I did had loads of creases in it and stuff, so I had to pretty much redo the entire thing. I pulled it off the page and then went back and started from scratch. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Now it's actually in the journal, but it took me a couple of goes to get it right, and sometimes it does. So this page I'm thinking about just doing like a name page, and I'm just going through my like vellum and papers wallet that I've got. I keep these all over my shed at the minute, and I really need one system for them, but I haven't worked out what that is yet. And I'm just trying to choose something that I think is going to work in the front cover. As usual, I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started this and just kind of had a flick through some of my scrapbook pages and papers. So I've got a couple of books from the range, and then this one is a journal book from Chamel, the one with the cloud on it. And I'm just having a look through and seeing what there is as to what I want to put in. I really do like the cloud picture, and I think I actually end up using that later on. In fact, I do end up using that later on. But this frame in this book reminded me of like the Friends door, the back of Monica's door. So I thought it'd be nice just to put that in and then pop my name label on the front of it. So I'm just cutting it down to A5 size because it is slightly larger than the A5 paper, and I didn't really want it sticking out top and bottom. So this journal I have got from the Whisperia Advent Calendar, and it is something that I am now using as my reading journal. I wish it was my tarot and manifestation journal, but I'd done too much work in this to switch when I ordered my other Yop and Tom journal. And I will do a setup video of that. It's just that I still haven't set it up, and it's like the 16th of January when I'm recording this audio, but when I get round to setting it up, then I will show you what I'm doing with it. But I think that's going to be more of a free form journal with less like structured pages in it, so I expect that video will hopefully be a little bit shorter, but we know how much I love a chit chat. So I'm just tipping in the vellum over the top of the purple paper that I've stuck down, and I like to think that you've seen me do enough of these now that you kind of know what I do. So I just get a bit of sellotape, put it over a metal washi card, and then stick it both sides of the paper, and just make sure that the middle of the tape is right on the crease as much as possible. So now I'm going to have a go at hand lettering. My hand lettering is not great by any means, so I do it in pencil first, and then I get this blue coloured, like tealy blue coloured Tombow marker that I think I got from the Midlands meet, and try and brush letter over the top of it. And like I say, my lettering's not great, but I'm quite happy with how that turned out, and I think the blue really pops, and I think it looks really nice against the Whisperia background. And the journal sticker is from the Whisperia Advent Calendar, but I'm sure that she will be selling those in her shop at some stage if she isn't already. So this is a paper pad from the range. Most of my paper pads come from there because I find it really good value, and I just choose two papers that are exactly the same just to do like a double page spread. And I'm basically doing another of my chuck all the stickers at it dashboards, mostly because the page on the right is a key, which is fine if you're using it as just a standard bullet journal, but I don't need a key in my planners because I know what my bullet journal system is like. I do circles and ticks and crosses and things, and I know what I'm doing already with that because I started off as a bullet journaler. So for me, a key page isn't really necessary. Plus, what I want to use this journal for, it's not really your standard bullet journal. It's more just reviewing books that I've read and writing a little bit about them. I'm just going back and adding a paperclip to the front page. That's also from Wisporia. I think I picked that up at the Southwest Planner Club Slumber Party in 2023. So I don't know if they are still on sale or not, but I really loved them. And I thought this was the perfect place for it because it's all about books and reading. So that sticker I've just put down is from the Rebel & Co Advent Calendar. And then the 2024 is from Oh Hello Feelings Co, as is this sign that I've just put down. The little girl with a blanket was my freebie from Scribbles by Starlight, my shop, that I gave out in the SWPC box. And then I've just added a teacup from Happy Cutie Studio into the bottom because I really love it. And like I say, I'm going for books and tea. So I'm kind of going through all of my character vinyl stickers and die cut stickers to pull out anything that's related to books or tea or reading or like feeling good as well. I've pulled out some of those. So this In My Hibernation Era sticker is from the Grumpy Tortoise, as is that I Like Big Books sticker. So the word stickers you can get in any word that you like. So it will be in my whatever word you like era. And you can get 15% off. I've left a discount code in the description box down below if you wanted to go and grab one of those and do your own version. The little sticker that says I'm really a detective is also from the Grumpy Tortoise. She has loads of true crime stuff. And because the books that I read often are the true crime style or mysteries, I thought it was a good sticker to put in the front. And then the one that's like a book and a teacup just underneath the 2024 is from Happy Bees UK. I'm just putting down some different stickers that I find in my books kind of folder. The little mouse is from Happy Scrappy. That's years old, but I absolutely adore it. And I've hoarded it for so long, but I think it's now time to start using up some of this stuff. There's a Coffee Monsters Co and a Jasper, and the little word stickers are from Wisporia. They're some of the freebies that she's given out in the past. And then that sheet with the checkered books on it is something that my husband bought me, so I can't remember where that's from. But then I move into like the Temu boxes of die cut stickers, and there's a book quote and that sort of thing, and I'm just kind of shifting stuff around to make it look what I would consider to be pretty. And I love doing these pages. These are my absolute favourite to do. I've just got to make sure that I'm putting down all the stickers, covering up as much of the space as possible, just because that's my style and that's what I like. And these pages make me smile and make me pick up my journal. So these are more of the like little book quotey type things from Wisporia. And then turning over the page, I am going to leave this as an index, even though it's technically a contents page, but I'm going to leave it as an index. And I'm putting down some Simply Gilded washi, and then this little emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. Again, I've had for a long time, so I've put that in on the top right. I absolutely love that one, and I thought it was a good place to put it where I'm going to look at it all year. And the I Need a Blanket sticker is from my shop as well. Again, it's not in the shop yet, but eventually I'll get round to doing all of that too. That's just a freebie that I gave out for SWPC, and I'm hoping that I can do a like self-care collection. And then this is one of the vellums that I got in the Wisporia Advent Calendar, and I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful, with all the butterflies and the moons and things on it. And I quite liked that it was black and white as well, just trying to bring a little bit more of a different style into this planner than necessarily my usual characters. And some of the pages do end up similar but still quite different. And then that little girl reading a book is from Planner Pals, I believe. So this page I've already penciled in a quote that I want from a Louisa May Alcott book, but I am just experimenting basically and just tearing up some paper and seeing how it looks. And this whole page turns out to be a bit of an experiment, and it is a very different style to my normal planning style with like pastels and cute and that sort of thing. But it was good fun because it meant that I've done something a little bit different, but I am reminded why I find it so much easier to plan with the things that I like, and it's because I like them and I enjoy them. Not that I didn't enjoy creating this spread, I did, but it was just very difficult for me to do a quote page because I've never really done one before. I tend not to fill pages with quotes and just chuck loads of stickers at them, so it was a bit of an experiment. And in fact, there's a few things in this journal that end up being a bit of an experiment that I haven't done before, but you'll see some more of that coming up. So I'm just putting down some washi tape. There's a grey grid washi that I think possibly Gretel creates, and then the book washi is from Simply Gilded. And then I'm just going over with the fine liner pens that I bought from Temu, just to letter the words that I've already drawn out in pencil. This took me quite a long time to write out, and this is sped up, so you can see how slow I am going with the pens, just to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes, or at least trying not to, and making it look good, because it's going to be there forever. But that is the quote that I've chosen, and I realised after I'd finished that I forgot to put the author's name down the bottom, so I did go back and do that as well once the video was finished being filmed. And then I'm just rubbing out all the pencil lines. I use like a putty rubber. They're an artist's rubber, and they don't have all the like rubbing bits off of the rubber at the end of it, and I just prefer that, because then you don't end up with loads of junk down the middle of your planner. And then I'm just throwing some more bookish type stickers at it. So this page I decided to have a little experiment on, and do like a 2024 cover page, because I thought that this journal might last me longer than the year, depending on how many books I get through. So it's just to basically mark the start of 2024, so if it does go any longer than that, then I've got something to like mark the page out with. And I've never done anything like this before either, so this was a complete experiment. And basically what I've done is I've gone through and I've masked off the 2024 numbers, so I can put a design in around the background. I did get this inspiration from somewhere else, but I'm recording the rest of this audio on the 29th of January, because time's run away with me a little bit, where I've started a new job and stuff, and I haven't got round to finishing up editing all the videos that I've recorded in January. So I can't remember who it was that I watched, and I'm very sorry if you watched this video and think that it's your idea. I do like to credit the people that I watch, but I do consume a lot of content, so me trying to remember everybody is quite difficult on the best of days. Plus my brain's in overload at the minute with all the training and stuff I've got to do for my new job. So I'm just going around the edges of the washi tape that I've put down, and it's just one of the checkered washi tapes. I didn't mind too much about using quite a lot of it, because I don't use them all the time. And I'm just using my slice tool to go around the edges and try and neaten it up a little bit. The only thing I found once I started doing this, and I probably should have tested the washi tape in hindsight before I started doing it, was that it was pulling off the top layer of the pages as I was pulling it off the numbers. So it ended up being like a fluffy page underneath, which probably then didn't help me give the desired effect. But once I've cut round all the letters, I'm just getting some stamping pads and I'm just like inking up the background basically. And I wanted it to be like a bit of an ombre effect, but again, I'm still quite new to stamping and playing with inks and things, so it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. But I'm okay with that, because everything's a learning curve, and I enjoyed doing this, whether it turned out the way I wanted it to or not. And I found it, I think, quite hard to see the different colours in my shed when I was doing this. So the parts that I put the grey down on, the first Distress Oxide, I didn't really see the difference in the colour page until I took the tape away. And so I was like, oh, I'll just put more and more on and more and more on, and then I think that's where it lost the effect a little bit. So I did try and kind of neaten it up a little bit with a few other inks and things, but it doesn't matter. It was only a bit of a fun experiment anyway. And then I'm going round and I'm pulling off the inside of the washi tape that I've used to mask off the numbers, but again, it's pulling up the top layer of the paper. And I don't know if that's washi tape generally on this type of paper, or if it's just this particular washi tape is extra sticky, but I'm sort of gluing down the bits of the paper that I can to try and keep it as white as possible, but I basically lose the dot grid look of the numbers in between, and again, that's fine. So this doesn't work out how I want it to, but it's not a significant page by any means, it's just a cover page. So just continuing to pull the tape, and this bit is sped up, so I was again working really slowly. I think this is 4 times the speed, this video, and most of my sped up ones are, because some of the stuff takes me a long time. And I think this page took me maybe about 2 hours in total to do the whole like masking it off and you know, taking all the masking tape off after I've inked it and all of that stuff. So then I get a black pen, and it's just a Papermate Flare in black to go around the edge, and I'm finding it quite a thin line. So I decide to switch it up, and I get out a black Tombow marker. I think I've only got 3 proper Tombow markers, and the rest of my brush pens are all the cheap set from Amazon that I got. But this one, I just found that I liked the thickness of the tip a little bit more. So I wasn't trying to control how thick it was all the way around. It was just put a black line around it just to try and neaten it up a little bit after all the paper got pulled up. And then my intention was to make this look really pretty with stickers and put some stickers in the middle of the 2024. And despite the one I saw online, I'm sure you've been through this yourselves, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I think I didn't have enough variety of stickers for me to be able to cover the middle of the 2024. And what I really wanted to do was cover it in books, but it didn't work out that way. But either way, I'm still quite happy with, you know, my experiment, and it was fun to do, so that's all that matters. So this page I'm going to set up as my reading goals page. So I'm just tearing some scrapbook paper from the range that's got like words about drinking cups of tea and hot drinks on it, and then I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do. This checker tape is from the Grumpy Tortoise. I have used nearly an entire roll of this already, so I have ordered a second roll, which will be on my January haul video, because it came in the advent calendar, and I have never used a roll of washi tape so fast in my life. I absolutely adore it, and I have used it throughout this journal, so I didn't want to run out and then not be able to get any more, just so I can keep it going throughout the journal itself. So then I'm just filling in the reading goals number, and I've just used that to put in the number of books I want to read for the year. So I've put down 35. I thought that wasn't too unreasonable. That's like 2.5 books a month essentially, which I think I can achieve. And whether that's reading or audiobooks, I haven't really decided. I think that's probably just reading books, but I still haven't 100% decided. So I used a stencil to set out my goals for the year, and then just kind of drew a few little bits and pieces around them to make the boxes look prettier. The tip-ins from the Wisporia Advent, and I absolutely love it. I had to slow this bit of the video down because my battery died, but I did a books read chart using some of the stickers from the Bookish Happy Planner book, and just drew out a few books, again using a box stencil, and I'm going to mark off every 5 books that I read just by colouring them in. I just thought it was a fun little tracker. So now I have got back to the point where my battery is fine, so I'm just going to carry on, and the video's back to being sped up again. I'm just putting down some washi tape from Simply Gilded is the Bookish one. The grey one I think is the one from Gretel Creates, but I can't be sure. And then this is my year in books pixel tracker from the Wisporia Advent with a 2024 sticker from the Grumpy Tortoise. And then that little book sticker is from the Happy Planner Bookish sticker book. I've got 3 of those that I've looped together, and that sticker's from the same book too. And I've had them for a long time, so I thought this was a good opportunity to use some of them up. I wasn't really sure how to use this page, if I was honest. I didn't know really what to track in terms of pixels, but once I thought about it, I thought it'd be a good thing to track the pages that I'd read in my book. So if I've done 0 pages, 5 to 10 pages, 11 to 20 pages, etc., and then marking off a finished book, I can track it day by day to see how much reading I actually do consistently, and also like the level of reading that I do, so the days where I read more and this sort of thing. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun, really. It's not for any other reason than I'm curious to see how much reading I actually do, and I think I vary from 0 pages to 31 plus pages, and I'm nowhere in between that. I find it really hard to just read sort of a tiny little bit. I either don't read at all or I sit and binge. So I've just marked out what each pixel is going to represent, and then I'm going to star the page where I've finished a book. So this next page is going to be my series tracker, and I've just kind of drawn a board around the edge, and then I'm using some Simply Gilded tape. And what I'm trying to do is get the gold line to follow the black line either side of the tape for no reason other than for decorative purposes. And then I'm just using some of the letters from one of the Happy Planner books to mark out series tracker. And as usual, I can't stick things on straight, so it's really, really wonky. But I think that I just adjust it a little bit. I don't think I spend too long
fussing about with it, because ultimately it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not, because that's part of my personality. So I'm just using up the letters, and then I realise I don't have enough R's, so I have to do the thing where I fashion a letter out of the letters that I do have, and I use a P and the bottom of a K to try and make an R out of that, and that was actually quite easy to do, and it worked out pretty well. So that's one of my tips if you have leftover alpha sheets. And then I don't really know how I'm going to track each series individually, and I'm just putting down a star sticker, and I think I'm just going to write down, you know, this is the book I've started and which book I'm up to, sort of thing. And then I'm just putting the stickers in a pocket at the back of the book, so they're there for when I want them. And that pocket is from the Whisperia Advent as well. So the next thing I'm doing is making a Dutch door. I, again, have never done this in a journal before, but I've seen loads of people do it, and I thought it'd be fun, and a good experiment. And this way I've only got to do one heading instead of trying to do 2 or 3. So I just cut the top of the page off, and then I realised it's the funny page with the extra bit of glue down it, like the first page in Astrology that I absolutely hate. But I think it's probably a good page for this to have landed on, because the Dutch door will work quite well with the glue down the middle, where it doesn't lay particularly flat. I'll revert back to stamps here, and again I'm just kind of testing these stamps out because I haven't used them before. I've had them for a long time. I think I bought them, they're either Temu or AliExpress, but they look like some of the Ali Edwards ones that I wanted, so I bought them on the cheap, back when I was spending lots of money all the time. And then I'm just stamping it out in black, and in hindsight I wish I'd done this in different colours, because I do have loads of different coloured inks, but I just thought that black would, you know, be an easy option for me. The only thing I found about this is it's actually smudged, and then I think I ran out of memory at this point, and this was where I realised I should have done it in colour. So just going back and colouring the letters in, and there's little stars on the letters as well that have come through in the black ink, and this is where the ink smudges a little bit because the Tombow marker makes the ink smudge. So all the boxes I've drawn out are for book cover stickers, because I basically want a page which shows the cover of the books that I've read throughout the year, because I think it'll end up looking really cool. The black sticker with the cats on it reading a book is something my husband bought me ages ago, and I've hoarded it for so long and I didn't know where to put it, but this way I can look at it all year rather than just looking at it briefly. And then I've also put on there a sticker from Happy Bees, which is like the bookshelf sticker, and then the hedgehog sticker I think is from one of the Temu packs. So just moving on to this page now, I am putting out grids for each month of the year, where I can record how many books I've read in a particular month, how many days I actually spent reading, the number of pages. Now that's probably going to end up being an estimation if I'm honest, because I haven't got anywhere where I'm recording my daily number of pages. Like, I've got my pixel tracker where I get a ballpark figure, but it doesn't give me the exact amount, so it's going to end up being a bit of a guess, I think. And then I've got the number of genres I read, because one of my goals is to try and read across 8 genres. I tend to always stick to the same ones, and I like a lot of domestic suspense, crime thriller, a few rom-coms, and then like more autobiographical stuff that's more like true crime or criminal related or children related. So I'm just trying to expand what I read, basically. I also read a lot of like self-help productivity type books, so I guess that goes in there as well, but I want to expand on that and try and read a few different things. So I thought that setting a goal to read across 8 genres would be a good goal for me. I am putting down stickers from Oh Hello Feelings Co. I absolutely love these month covers. I just think the rainbow of them, the font of them is really, really nice, and again this was a way for me to be able to look at the whole set like in one go. And then I'm just choosing which colours I want to use for each of the boxes. So I kind of do one colour a month instead of doing like 4 different colours for each thing, just because I thought it would make the spread look a little bit more rainbow to go with the rainbow month covers. And then I've kind of alternated which where the colours sit on the page, just to try and balance it out a little bit. And then I'm now thinking I need some washi tape along the top, so I go back to that Simply Gilded bookshelf one. I love the colours of that tape, it's just so beautiful, and the fact that it's covered in books is one of my favourites. I flicked back a couple of pages because I wanted to do a border similar to the one I did for my series tracker on this page, and you can see that I'm messed up, but I just get the tip X out and get rid of that, or cover it over with a sticker. And I am now putting in, this is one of the pet tapes I got from Temu. So I'm just fussy cutting around one of the books, and then I'm doing the tape thing where I'm trying to get the edge of the tape to match up to the edge of the pen. So the gold line on the tape follows round the pen line around the border. So I'm just kind of going back to that series tracker page, and essentially this is going to be my book of the month and book of the year spread, because I got these stickers in the Whisperia Advent and I wasn't really sure how they work to start off with, but I now see that there's one sticker per quarter, and you pick your 3 top books for each month and then choose a winner from those 3, which narrows it down to 4 books. And then at the end of the year, you choose your favourite out of the 4 books, which gives you your book of the year, which I think is a really, really clever idea. So I'm going through and I'm putting a load of cues down to mark the quarters. And then I came across the other stickers from the Whisperia Advent, the quote stickers, where you can write down a book quote, and the ones that have like a review type item on them. So I've put those in the back pocket as well, so I don't forget I've got them. And then I'm just spelling out with some letters, these are the ones I got from Temu as well, to say book of the month. Now, these letters aren't cut particularly well, so they're a bit fussy to get off the page, but I've marked out all the quarters and then I've just put book of the month around it. And I think I go through and I get the matching numbers to go with the other half of this set, and just try and mark out which quarter it is for each book of the month choice. Like I say, they're a bit fussy, so they don't come off the sheet particularly well, so I just have a bit of a play around with that. And then I'm just deciding how to decorate around it, because I hadn't really thought through how I was going to decorate it, but I saw this sticker and I really liked it, so I have to kind of shift stuff around to get it to fit on the page, because the cloud thing around those books go with this page from the Chamel journal pack of paper that I've had for, I can't even remember where I got that from. I've had it for so long. It might have been like a crazy Zulily order when I first started planning. And I'm just gluing the page in once I've cut it down to size and rounded off the edges, because I think on its own it just looks really pretty. So then I put in the book of the year sticker, and go through some of the die cut sticker packs from Temu, find a couple of stickers I like and decorate the page around it. I thought that actually this didn't have very much about it, so I kept adding bits and pieces. I'm going back through my Alphas book. This is something that I've put together myself. I've pulled all the Alpha sheets out of the books that are like Happy Planner books and other big sticker books, and then put them all on a jump ring basically, just so it makes it easy for me to flick through and find letters that I like. And I think I settle on these ones, which are actually from the Bookish Happy Planner sticker book. And again, these are something that I forgot I had until I made this alphabet sticker book of my own. So I write the word winner across the top rather than rewriting the words book of the year, because the Whisperia sticker already says book of the year, so I thought it'd be nice to have a different title. And then again, just going back through these die cuts and having a quick flip through to find something that will go nicely with this spread. It's hard to choose the colours for this because the pastel is really already like set out in the paper. And I'm just fussy cutting around that bit of pet tape a bit more, and I think I decide I'm going to use that to put down a picture of a book. I really love that pet tape, and I love that particular one. I think it looks beautiful. So that's going to be my book of the year spread. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a picture of the book cover on top of where it says book of the year. These tabs are from the Whisperia Advent Calendar. There were all sorts, like book challenges and book stats and book reviews on the tabs, as well as the months. So I am trying to use them to separate out the pages in my planner. And then this page is going to be like my daily reading tracker. So this isn't about how many pages I've read or anything. It is just literally, have I read a book and have I listened to an audiobook? Just to try and keep it really simple. And the whole point of this was sort of based on the don't break the chain like theories of once you start something, and I'm trying to build a reading habit. So the whole point is for me to just see that I'm reading every day or absorbing myself in an audiobook, because I love books and it's part of my life that I just forgot about, if I'm honest. So this is just kind of some motivation for me to try and keep it going. And I get the feeling that I'm probably overkill on the tracking and stuff, but I'm going to just see how it goes, because like I say, it's the first time I've ever done one of these journals. So I've just gone through my planner setup box to find some 2024 stickers, and then I'm just pulling out some months of the year so I can put the months across the top. And then essentially what I'm going to do is highlight each page that I've read, not each page, each day that I've read, going down the columns. So hopefully I end up with this nice, pretty, coloured in section of my journal. And I've put it down. I think I settled on a colour for paperback, a colour for hardback, a colour for an ebook, and a colour for an audiobook. So it'll also give me an overview of which one I do the most. I put audiobooks in if I don't read any other physical book or ebook, but if I've done both, then I'll put in the book rather than the audiobook. So I think I settle on this Hollow 2024. I think that's from Myers Makery and came in one of the SWPC boxes. And then I'm back to my Tombow markers. Now I'm just testing things at the back of my planner here. I just like to see how the colours actually look. I'd quite like to do a swatch book, if I'm honest, because me doing this takes me forever, and I have kept these pens in colour order, so it'd be nice and easy if I put them in a swatch book to see what colours actually turn out like without having to spend all this time. The other thing that I did after I'd set up this journal was change the colours of each of the categories, and the reason I did that is that these pens don't live in my regular pencil case, so they don't live in the house. So when I'm filling this in on an evening, I didn't have the colours I wanted, so I'd have to come out to the shed and then get the colours I wanted, and then go back into the house and try it again, and try filling it in again. And I was just like, do you know what, I'm just going to change the colours. So I ended up colouring over the key with the clean colour dot markers. But this is a technique that I've seen other people do using Tombow markers and stamps, where you basically colour in on the stamp to get the ink off the pen onto the stamp and put it on the paper. And I've never tried it, so again I thought I would try it. And this was stemming from that earlier page where I used black ink to mark out my title, forgetting that I had all these different colours, and I think also I was feeling a bit lazy and I couldn't be bothered to get up and try and find some ink pads that I wanted to use. I knew these colours went well together because I'd already tested them, and I really do like how this turned out. And these stamps as well, I think they're another Temu one, because I always get my stamps from Temu, and I really like the colours of them. And then I tested what it looked like coloured in with the little exclamation point, but I didn't like it coloured in, so I just left it as it was, and I did kind of touch up the stamps with the pens. So now it's got the lines in, hopefully this is a bit clearer. So I'm just basically going to colour in each box, whatever colour it is for a book or an audio book or an ebook, and then hopefully it'll end up a nice pretty colourful spread at the end of the year saying I have read it or had an audiobook every single day. And then I'm just using some mini numbers from Rebel Ink just to go down and number the days along the edge. And I think I do that on both sides of the page. Yeah, I do. And then I've also greyed out the boxes that won't apply. So 30, 31 and February don't exist. So I've just greyed those out as well. Now, this page, I really, really love how it turned out. I'm just basically trying to use up some of the stickers that I got given in the SWPC box and the Whisperia Advent Calendar. And it's more like the reading challenge stickers. So ones that are I read a book that's more than 500 pages, or I read a fantasy novel, or a young adult novel, or a book that was released this year, those sorts of journal prompt type things. And I'm just sectioning off the page, and I did it in pencil first just to see how it look, but I really like how it turns out. It's really random, and it's completely different to something I'd normally do. But I get out some colour pencils, and then I sit and colour in each of the sections different colours. I'm trying to match up the colours to the Tombow fake Tombow markers that I use. I'll leave links to both of these pens and the pencils in the description down below, so if you want to go and grab them, you can. It is an Amazon affiliate link, so I will get a few pennies for you using those, and I'd appreciate it if you do order them. But I'm just colouring in each section. Now, when I'm colouring this in, I realise that the stickers on the other side have made it so that the colour becomes uneven. And so I thought about like what I could do to try and fix that. And then I was like, do you know what? I can't be bothered. It doesn't matter, because I can cover it over with a sticker if I want to or not. And I started off colouring in really lightly, and I think by the end of it, I actually preferred the colour if I like darkened it up. I'm not sure how much. There you go. So I just kept colouring and colouring, and it was really fun to prepare, and I actually really like how it looks.
Even if I spent longer than normal preparing the page, because this did take me quite a long time to colour it all in and everything. Now I'm just putting some stickers down the middle of the page. I decide that actually I'm going to cut them so that they sit nicely on the middle of the binding. So there is a little gap. That 2024 is from the Grumpy Tortoise Advent. And then I'm just using some Happy Planner stickers to kind of spell out some words for the title to the page. So I think I end up spelling book challenge, and I think I have to fashion a few letters, because these foiled ones have been used and used and used, and I'm really running out of all the like regular letters now. So if I want to use these, I really have to think about what words I'm going to spell. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I might just, sacrifice some of the sheet, or start using it as like a mixed lettering, rather than trying to keep them all the same. But I basically use up 2 of the book challenge kits. I say kits, they're like book challenge sticker sheets, I suppose, from Wisporia, and the other one's from the Ginger Cat Company, that came in the SWPC box. So the Ginger Cat Co ones are like just a sticker that says what the challenge is. So like a new release, read a dark romance. I'm just trying to read it off the screen. I don't really read those kind of books, so I will try and find one that I think is suitable, and try and complete the challenge, just because I think, again, it will give me more variety in my reading. And then the ones from Wisporia, there is actually some room to write in the box. So I started off by putting the Ginger Cat Co ones at the top of the boxes, that I've coloured in. And then the Wisporia ones I put in the middle of the boxes because I could write the book title in the middle of it. I think I am going to struggle to write an entire book title in these boxes because my handwriting is quite big. So some of the boxes didn't fit particularly well either, so I had to go over some of the lines. And then I think I've decided halfway through that I actually prefer the look of it with those Ginger Cat Co ones in the middle. And I didn't realise I missed a box. So 2 of the stickers are the same challenge. So I put them in the same box together. And then I had to move them apart because I realised I'd missed a box. And that's why I ended up with, the extra space. So the next page is the Reading Scavenger Hunt full sticker page from Wisporia. I'm just putting down some more of that grid tape from the Grumpy Tortoise, that I absolutely love, and I still really love looking at it. And then I put the full page sticker in. I think maybe I lost memory or something here, but I put the full page sticker in, and then that book washi is from Gretel Creates. And then the 2024 sticker is another one from the Grumpy Tortoise Advent. And I decided that whilst I like the idea of the scavenger hunt, I actually want to record which book I find them in. So on the next page, I'm doing like a sort of, it's almost a double page spread, even though it looks different. And I'm just going in with some Happy Planner letters saying found in, and using the stencil that I got in the Wisporia book journal calendar, just drawing out some boxes. Now, I don't know how many books I'm going to complete the scavenger hunt in, so I just tried to fit on as many as possible, because I expect that some of them will have 2 or 3 of the scavenger hunt things in, and some of them might only have 1. So I'm just going to see how it goes, really. This might not work out, and I might end up with 2 books in 1 box or that sort of thing, but I'm just going to see how it goes. Like I say, first time doing a reading journal. And then I'm just using some more of my book stickers just to dot them around the edge, just to kind of fill the gaps between the boxes,
because, you know, my planning style by now, I don't like white space. Then I'm back in the range, like paper block, sticker pad, paper pad. And I'm just cutting it down. So there's like half a sheet of A5 vertically. And this is for the 24 books in 2024 sticker. I thought this was a good idea for like a goal setting sticker, so you could read or aim to read 24 books in 2024, which is a reasonable amount. That's 2 books a month. I think that that is probably very achievable for me. But because I'd already set my reading goal by this point, I was like, what else can I use it for? So I stick down the piece of paper. There's just a bit of torn up scrapbook paper on the other side because I quite like the effect, and that's the same paper I used on the book quote page as well. So I'm using up some of the leftovers. And then I'm putting this sticker on, so it's got like a backing border behind it. And then I'm going to do another 2024. These are 2024 books with my baby in 2024. So I'm going to try and read 24 books with Holly that are more of like the classic fairy tales. Because she reads quite a lot of books anyway, and she obviously gets sent home from school with books, and you know, she really likes just reading the same ones over and over and over again. So I'm going to try and see if I can get her to expand like her variety of reading, and aiming for classic fairy tales, because I know some of them she's read, but I don't know how many of them she's actually read, and I feel like they're stories from childhood that my children need to know. That might not be true for everybody, and they might not agree with me, and that's absolutely fine. But I've just called it 24 books for my baby in 2024, and then I'm just putting down some deco stickers. That one's from, oh, what's she called? Happy Bees UK, and the top one is from one of the Temu packs, and then I'm just writing Holly in a marker pen at the top. So it's Holly's 24 books. And then I'm going to put down the goal list of books of what I would like to read with her. And it might not just be classic fairy tales. It might also be like classic children's books. So things like, I don't know, we're going on a bear hunt and each peach, pear, plum. She's read those to death anyway, but you know, that kind of style of book. And then I'm trying to find space to put 24 book covers on this page. And I actually end up with too much, not enough space. So I have to get another piece of paper and like try and figure out which paper I want to put in. Now I've had these Hello Kitty sheets for a lifetime, and they're beautiful and I really like them. And I just thought it was a little bit of Holly, so I spent quite a lot of time flicking through that. This Hello Kitty pad is from Erin Condren. I got it a few years ago. It's also got my name on it. And then I actually settled on this little book note paper that's, I think, from AliExpress, and that's one of the oldest things I have in my stash. And I just thought that the fact that it had like a little book on it was a good idea. I don't know how it's going to look once I put the book cover stickers on there, but I just thought it fit the 6 or 7 books that I needed to add on. I think it was 6. So it might end up covering, it might end up covering the design a little bit on the bottom. And then on the other side, I just decided instead of having like a white page, I'm just going to put some stickers on the back. And I'm just trying to find ones that I think are quite cute and kind of remind me a little bit of what I want Holly to feel when she reads a book. So that reading takes you everywhere sticker, for example, was quite important for me to put on this page. Just shoving down some of that Simply Gilded washi tape that I've used on a couple of spreads now. And then these are like Temu stickers. And I do really like them, and I think they're really cute, but it's the sort of thing that I was like, I don't know where I would use that otherwise, so I kind of put them in here. And then I'm just trying to find something to fill that gap at the top, and try and keep the colours similar, because some of them are quite like classic books, but of course this is about children's reading rather than my reading. So I just decided just a plain book stack will be the way to go, and I have to pull up the other sticker to stick the one down behind it. So that is my 2024 books with my baby in 2024. Just adding in a few bits of washi tape. Again, I'm just filling gaps at this point. I don't like having tons and tons of white on my spreads. And then I'm on to book bingo. So this was another full page sticker in the Whisperia bullet journal, not bullet journal, book journal advent box, and I'm just using some of that tape from the Grumpy Tortoise to fill the gaps either side, because it's slightly smaller than A5, which is absolutely fine by me. I quite like having the background behind the full page sticker. And then another 2024 from the Grumpy Tortoise advent calendar, and this is that Simply Gilded tape that I adore. And I just went for different colours this time, just to try and make it look a little bit different. So rather than using that other book washi I've got from Gretel Creates, the pastel is just beautiful, and it's one of my favourite tapes. I keep going. I will be sad when they run out, but I think I've only ever used like one roll of washi tape in total. And then this Alice in Wonderland sticker is from what she called Simply Sweetly Crafty. I didn't have a particularly good experience shopping with her, so I won't be shopping with her again. But I do really like the stickers that I've got, so I am going to use them. And then I'm just trying to balance out the page a little bit by putting some of that tape at the top. And now I'm just looking for some more like stickers to do the heading. My brain's not working very well today, sorry. I think I'm a bit brain dead at this point in the day. And then I'm just writing out date complete, because the difference with the book bingo isn't necessarily found in specific books. It's more things like I read into the night, or I visited a bookshop without spending any money, and that sort of thing. So I thought the dates would be a good thing for me to record on this spread. I could have just written them underneath the book bingo boxes, of course, but I thought that this would kind of fill up the page a little bit. And then I've just put a little star in to remind myself that I've got those stars in the back. And then I'm adding on another one of the tabs from the Whisperia book journal box. I absolutely love that box. I think it was beautiful. I think all the stuff in it was really useful, and it gave me a lot of inspiration for this journal, because I really did not know where to start with it. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, but I don't know if I'm going to do that, and I don't know if I'll be able to fulfill that, and all this sort of stuff. But even just having those prompts from that book journal box was really helpful. This skinnier rainbow tape is from the Grumpy Tortoise, also came in the advent box, but it is now available in her shop. And then this super skinny tape is from a Happy Planner set that I've, again, had for a lifetime. Some of my stuff is now starting to get really old, so it's quite nice to actually be trying to use all of this stuff up this year, because I know that I'm going to get sick of looking at it eventually. So the more I use, the more I'm going to like deplete my stash, and also stop things going bad, because adhesives don't last forever. And then this is my books to buy spread, so I am just going to make a list of books that I would like to buy. I am going to try, and you'll see this in a moment, me reading off of my bookcase of things that I already own that I haven't yet read, whether I've bought them myself or someone's bought me them as presents or anything like that. But I did want to have a books to buy list, because then if I go, oh, I really want to read that, but I don't own it, I can put it on this list. Whereas on my TBR, my to be read spread, I can put down the ones that I already own, or things on my Kindle I haven't read, and I know that I've already got them because they're not on my books to buy list. And again, I'm just doing some pen tests and just working out which colours to use. And I'm going to do I think I end up doing the like every line or every other line highlighted type thing. Oh yeah, I use 3 colours and I go all the way through the pages. I did mess up at one point and I didn't leave enough space for there, you've just seen it, for 2 colours to go in between. But I was like, do you know what, just move on. Like, I've made the mistake now, I'm just going to keep going with it. So I end up using each colour in turn and just filling up the page, so that when I write out which book I want to buy, I've got a nice like highlight in the background. Some of these pens are not as pastel as I thought they would be, which is a bit of a shame. And again, just fill in the white space with a couple of stickers, and then another tab going on the top. The back to the pens, yeah, some of them are quite bright colours. They aren't as pastel as I would hope, but for the cost of them, I can't really whinge about it. So then I'm going to use these bookshelf stickers from the Ginger Cat Company. I settle on yellow. I never use yellow. I don't really know why, but there was something about the yellow that I was like, I like this and I want to use it in this spread. So this is going to be my TBR spread, so that's why there's an extra tab at the top. I had to cut the paper down a little bit more because I
I never measure things. I just tend to do it by eye or crease the page, or, you know, I'm a bit lazy when it comes to stuff like that. I don't generally use Pritt Stick either. I'm normally a tape runner person, but because I'd run out, I had to use some sort of adhesive, and that's the one that I had to hand. So now I'm just matching up that grey tea and tea bag Simply Gilded tape, top and bottom, and then I'm just figuring out how I'm going to make this look pretty to make me want to fill it in. So what I end up doing with these books is I label all the spines with books I've already got on my bookshelf. I think I call it my bookcase or my unread books or something like this. And then put the stickers down. Then I sit and fill in all the titles of things. That's me making an R out of an N, that I've got on my bookcase that I want to read. And then when I've read them, I'm going to colour it in. So hopefully by the end of the year, this will be completely coloured in, and I would have read everything that I've had on my bookcase, some for years that I haven't got round to reading yet. Because much like with crafting, there's always something new and shiny that I want to read. And I get excited by the prospect of a new book that I didn't know about. Whereas the ones that I know about, I'm like, well, I've got that. I can read that whenever. So that was the other reason I thought about having like this particular bookshelf, so that it will kind of re-inspire me to read some of the books that I've had for a long time that I do still want to read, which is why I've not got rid of them. But I haven't yet got round to it. So I decided my TBR spread needs to be 3 pages instead of just 1, because I thought 1 is not going to be enough. Ideally, it would have been 2, but the way this journal has fallen with the pages that I've done, I decide I'm going to do 3 pages. So I'm just using some more of that tape from the Grumpy Tortoise at the top and Simply Gilded at the bottom. And then I just write out the words "to be read" in gold lettering, again from a Happy Planner sticker book. Most of my letters are from Happy Planner sticker books. And like I said at the beginning, I've just pulled them out and made my own like alpha book with them. And then my TBR spread has another sticker. This is Happy Bees UK. And I think I use another 2024 from the Grumpy Tortoise. And then I'm just figuring out where to put like which die cut stickers as usual to make the page look pretty. I really wanted to use that Marshmallow Studio Co sticker, but I don't think I'm ready to use it yet because I've only had it for 5 minutes. I just have a quick flick back to see what else I've done on other pages and what else I've used to try and make it sort of fit in. And then I decide I'm actually going to just try and decorate this little bookshelf page first. And I didn't like that sticker once it was down. There wasn't enough room for it, so I just put it up there. And I'm just basically playing around with stickers and going, what looks good, what doesn't look good. This quote of the world was hers for the reading came from one of the Happy Planner books, and it's a full vertical box, and I'm just overlaying. Do I leave this? Yeah, I do. I'm just overlaying the Happy Bees UK sticker on the top of it. Now, I'm not filming this with this reading journal in front of me, so I'm really testing my memory about what I did, because I don't fill this in all the time. I only fill it in when I've read a book. So yeah, it's quite hard for me to remember what I did. So I'm also trying to watch what I'm doing and talk at the same time. So that is Book Lady sticker. I'm definitely a book lady. I forgot actually, now I've started reading, how much I really love reading. And I've read 3 books. I think I listened to 2 audiobooks this month. So it's been quite a lot already. And we're not at the end of January yet, although we are fast approaching February. So I'm just decorating the pages again, as I normally do. Die cut stickers out of the Happy Planner sticker book. The reason I put that piece of sellotape on top of the letters, it's a matte finish sellotape, so it will take away from the gold a little bit, is because the stickers weren't sticking to the washi tape. And I couldn't be bothered to go through and glue them all. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to put a bit of sellotape over the top of them to secure them, to stop them falling off the page. And then I stick this tab a little bit too far over, so I just cut the edge of it off. And then I'm spending some time figuring out how I'm going to use these little like bookmarker things, because I think they're designed for the top of the page, but when I do my like monthly tabs, I like them on the side. So it was hard for me to work out exactly where I was going to put it. The tab I put in the back is I think notes, I think it says. So I am going to do a book history. So I started recording what I was reading in 2012, and I am going to go back and write down all the books I've read. So this is just a full flip through of everything I've done. And I think I ended up using those tabs as like a page dart rather than like a tab for the side of the journal. So it's my goals page, that's my books read page, then my series tracker and my books in pixels, my year in pixels. You can see where it's all bled at the top. That's what I'm pointing at. This is kind of tracking my stats. I might put some washi tape at the bottom of that page as well. My book of the month and book of the year. My daily chain to try and get me to read every day. And then I go, oh, I've read today. I'm going to cross that off. There you go. I did this on the 2nd of January. That was when I filmed it. So it's been a month. It's taken me a month to get to this voiceover. And then the book challenges and the book challenge with Holly. I thought it also might keep her interested as well. Get her inspired to read something else. Book bingo, books to buy. My unread books and to be read list, which takes us into January. And then, I don't think I do January in this video. No, I don't. And then back there is where I'm going to do my book history list. So every page has a different year, and I'm going to do the full lot. And then in the pocket at the back is just some stickers I want to use. So that is my book journal. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care, everyone. Bye.